Anuschka is a premium brand of hand-painted accessories. Each Anuschka is a creation. It is so much more than just an accessory. It is unique, it's one of a kind, and it's full of possibilities. Each Anuschka speaks to your senses.
We started developing a business in India, and we started our own brand, and we named it Anuschka. Then my husband thought that we'll take this outside, and he opened this business in USA. And then we started creating our own brand. By that time, my son was also into the business. So he also started giving me ideas because he was more closer to the market. So we sort of co-created our bags. He would come out with some idea and I would add mine. And gradually we came up with new ideas and fresh ideas, something totally different that market never thought of.
Like your handbag, the leather that goes into your handbag is also one of a kind. In fact, every single sheet of leather is different. When you look at a leather, it comes from a natural source. It's cowhide. Inspecting leathers is not something that you can automate. This takes a very special skill. The individual who does it has to have that skill to understand the leather, to feel the leather, to see its flaws, to see its benefits. When you look at the leather, there is thickness in some areas, it's strong in certain areas, and it stretches in other areas. Now, all of that has a certain value in our handbag. We hand cut our leathers using an ancient skill that has been handed down from generation to generation. Hand cutting the leather allows us to get close to the leather because we actually work with one sheet at a time. We get to see it even more closely. You really can't be more careful with this. I mean, every single piece of leather going into this handbag has to be perfect. So there is nothing called being too meticulous about it. We just have to get it right. From height to handbag, this is a very interesting part of the journey. And to watch these craftsmen who have mastered these tools, to know how to work these machines, to take something that is just flat and give it a structure, to give it shape. And when these craftsmen are stitching these bags, they know they're not stitching any ordinary handbag. They are building a canvas that's going to be embraced with art. And then it's going to be on your shoulders. It is not something that's going to just hang within the four walls of your home. It is going to travel the world with you. And it has to look perfect. It has to look beautiful wherever it goes. Creating the Anuschka art is probably one of the most exciting parts of this job. There's no set roadmap of how we get to an art. It always starts with a concept. And that concept continues to evolve till we get an idea, a story that we can tell. The inspiration comes from everywhere, from nature, from you. Sometimes my mom will actually run into something. She probably has a fascination for something. Or sometimes, like I say, she has a fixation on something.
I would be inspired from various things, like from a tiny teacup to textiles to any and everything that I saw. And even like I was leafing through a travel magazine and I saw this beautiful mosaic wall piece. And I said, can I incorporate something like this into my bags? Of course, it's very difficult. So just maybe a tiny little piece from there. And I incorporated it into my bag. I had to change it a bit because what you can do on a wall, you can't do on a leather bag.
We had to do a lot of learning from here, there. My wife was the biggest support in the whole process. She went and got designs either out of her own mind or by talking to various people. Even if she would go to a restaurant and if there was something hanging on the wall or something, that gave her ideas. She did an excellent job of editing various pictures into one composite picture, which would then ultimately go onto a bag.
When we are looking at this art, when we are creating this art, we have to remember that at the end of the day, the art has to marry the bag. together. It has to be that perfect dance between the bag and the art so that when you get it on your shoulders, you're going to enjoy it every single day. The bag is our canvas, and the artisan, he has to love this canvas. The shape, the feel, everything about the bag has to be appealing to them. Because unless he can make himself one with the bag, his art is not going to flow through it. The process of inspecting a handbag is quite critical because this bag is going to be something that you're going to use every single day. From the pockets to the stitching, the leather that has gone into the bag, everything is looked at all over again. The details, the construction is paid attention to because it has to be absolutely perfect before we can send it off.
Around mid-90s, what we did was we started exploring the US market, which we thought was ready for the hand-painted unique product. It's a boutique product, but our vision was to produce it commercially, viable enough to employ a lot of people who would benefit enormously from this product in terms of what the returns they get ultimately. They'll get a lot of satisfaction in creating. For them, each bag is like a baby on their lap.
Throughout the many steps, we've been so passionate about this handbag, and every single handbag is our baby. You see that passion right at the end as well. We're so obsessed with making sure that every single bag is perfect that we even wrap every single hardware with paper individually, and take special care in protecting the paint as well. The leather tag that goes into our handbags remains white even after production. In fact, it's a really key ingredient in our entire handbag construction because it allows you to relive that journey that the bag went through right from start to finish. When you look at an Anuschka handbag, it is often difficult to imagine how many steps it went through to become what it is today. When you imagine that it was a plain surface, there was drawing done on it, the colors were applied, all the painting, but it doesn't end with that. It never ends with just the painting. Because trust me, even your bags, they get to sunbathe before they catch a flight to your home. Apart from the painting, what really sets us apart as a handbag brand is the hand signing process. When my parents started this brand, when they started Anuschka, they wanted to create a bag which shows quality. And they wanted to also build a brand that has a lot of integrity. And what better way of protecting that brand, of protecting that integrity, but by looking at every single handbag and hand signing it yourself before it leaves the workshop. Nothing is mass produced. Nothing looks like anything else. The artisans take great pride in the creation of every piece and view them as distinctive works of art, so that every Anuschka creation you own is a conversation starter, a compliment magnet, even a cherished heirloom.